Welcome to the Deep Dive. Tonight, we're going to tell you stories that will make you look at your everyday choices in a whole new light. Stories where, a forgotten chore, maybe a casual decision, or even just a simple trip can lead to the most unexpected. And sometimes, chilling outcomes. These aren't fables. These are personal accounts, shared by people who experience the profound, often frightening power of, well, how small things can change everything. Prepare to question just how much control we truly have over our own destiny.
What's fascinating here is how these narratives really challenge our perception of cause and effect. They reveal this hidden, kind of intricate web of connections in our lives.
Right. It's like one tiny thing shifts, and suddenly the whole picture is different. Our first story really drives this home. It twists something completely mundane, something forgettable, into a real tragedy. So picture this. A pizza delivery driver. Let's call him Alex. He's getting ready for his shift, right? But he realizes he totally forgot to do his laundry the night before. And it wasn't just simple forgetting. Turns out he'd found this old Sopranos box set he'd lost ages ago in a drawer. Started watching, planning maybe 1 or 2 episodes.
Oh, I know how that goes.
Exactly. Next thing you know, it's an all-night marathon. He just passed out, laundry totally forgotten. So the next morning, no clean work pants. He has to wear this old pair, ill-fitting, and the pockets were just tiny, like uselessly small. Anything he put in dug into his leg.
Right, uncomfortable.
So he gets to work, makes a delivery, comes back. Now, usually, like clockwork, car keys go straight into the jeans pocket.
Yeah.
Habit. But because of these terrible pants, he just slips them into the side pocket of his work jacket, the one he had to wear, hangs it up, thinks nothing of it, waits for the next order.
Just a small change in routine.
A tiny change. Then an order comes in. Big one. 4 large pizzas, sides. Good tip potential. The customer asked to meet in a specific parking lot. Said their place is hard to find. That happens sometimes, Didn't seem weird. Alex goes to grab his jacket. Checks the pockets. No keys. Yeah. Turns out another driver, Greg, younger guy, had grabbed Alex's jacket by mistake. Didn't even realize the keys were in there. Greg needed the money, so he just shrugged and headed out with the order. Alice is left behind, probably expecting to get chewed out by the boss for the mix-up.
Okay, so Greg takes the delivery instead.
Greg takes the delivery, but he never came back. When he got to that parking lot, it wasn't a customer, it was an ambush. 2 people planning to rob whoever showed up. And even though Greg apparently did nothing wrong, they attacked him, stabbed him multiple times. Knife, screwdriver. They were apparently drugged up. Greg didn't make it.
Oh, that's horrific.
It's awful. And the realization for Alex hit him immediately. It was stark. If he hadn't decided to rummage through that drawer, if he hadn't found the box set, he probably wouldn't have binged it. He would have done his laundry. He wouldn't have worn those pants. Wouldn't have put his keys in the jacket. He would have been the one making that delivery.
Wow. The weight of that.
Exactly. Watching The Sopranos instead of doing laundry, that tiny chain of events, it was unbearable for him. He quit the next day, just couldn't deal with it. Haunted by it.
That story, it really shows the razor's edge we walk sometimes, and it makes you think about hindsight, Afterwards, it's easy to connect the dots, the show, the laundry, the keys. It seems almost fated, but really it's just this complex dance of chance. So many other things could have happened.
So many tiny variables. It's staggering. And it brings up another angle, not just forgotten chores, but conscious decisions that unexpectedly change everything. We have another story like that.
Right. Those moments where you deviate from your routine for no clear reason. Those are really compelling.
Totally. This one comes from someone whose father had this incredibly rigid routine. He was working in the U.S., saving money. He carpooled every single day with a friend. Never, ever missed work. His whole focus was saving up to bring his family, The Storyteller, included, over from Mexico to finally be together.
Total dedication.
Complete dedication. Then, one morning, it was winter, cold, really snowy. Something just shifted. He woke up, and for some reason he couldn't even really explain. He decided not to go to work. Now, the snow usually wouldn't stop him. He was committed. But that day, I just stayed home.
Just a feeling.
Yeah, apparently. Just didn't go. Later that day, they got the news. His friend, the one he carpooled with every single day, was in a car accident that morning, a fatal one. He died.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And the immediate thought was, the father would have been in that car right there with him. He would have died too. And think about the ripple effect. If you had died, the family, his wife, the other kids, the person telling the story.
Yeah.
They never would have come to the U.S. Their entire lives. Completely different. Gone, in a way. All because of one uncharacteristic decision on a snowy morning. It saved his life and basically created the future for his entire family.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many times do we unknowingly sidestep disaster with just a small change of plans? You mentioned that feeling he had. Is it just random? Or maybe something more? Science looks at intuition, unconscious processing. Our brains take in so much subtle stuff from our environment, things we don't consciously notice. Maybe sometimes that gut feeling is just our brain processing all that data and nudging us, a slight course correction that turns out to be critical.
Like a subconscious pattern recognition kicking in. That makes sense. Not magic, just biology doing its thing. It definitely makes you pause and think about those last-minute changes we all make. Okay, so our next story. It's another one where something bad happens, but it leads to this unbelievable save.
It's often those seemingly insignificant details that end up being the pivot point.
You really couldn't script this stuff. So this involves a Taiwanese woman back in 1994. Huge Rod Stewart fan. Her birthday was coming up, and it happened to be around the time Rod Stewart was touring. Her boyfriend, really thoughtful guy, managed to get tickets, 2 tickets to see him in Osaka, Japan. Even got the plane tickets. He wasn't even a fan himself.
Wow, dedication points for the boyfriend.
Seriously. So fast forward a bit. It's her actual birthday, just days before the trip. She's getting ready for dinner, out with friends, the boyfriend. Now, she told her parents no presents, but maybe hinted about some specific heels she liked. They got them for her, but slight problem. Wrong heel size.
The classic gift near miss.
Right. She's polite, thanks them, but the parents are like, no, we insist. We'll return them, get the right size. So because of that, for her birthday dinner that night, she has to dig out an old pair of heels. And here's where things take a turn. She's at the top of some stairs, and one of the heels in these old shoes just snaps. Down she goes, tumbles down the stairs, ends up injured, rushed to the hospital. The doctors say she'll be okay, full recovery. But there was absolutely no way she could travel to Japan for the concert. And she was devastated. Huge fan. Rod Stewart in Asia. Who knows when that would happen again.
Completely understandable devastation.
But then came the news, the twist. The flight she and her boyfriend were booked on, it was China Airlines Flight 140. That flight, it crashed on approach to Nagoya Airport in Japan, went down, destroyed, everyone on board, all 257 passengers and crew. Killed?
Unbelievable.
The irony is just staggering. The fall, the injury that felt like the worst luck, it saved her life. If her parents hadn't gotten the wrong size heels, if they hadn't insisted on returning them, if she hadn't worn the old pair, she would have been on that plane. Her whole future. She later married that same boyfriend, had 2 kids. None of it would exist.
That's profound. A minor gift issue. A fall. Literally altering the course of a life, a family line. It really underscores the unpredictable nature of these connections. So many tiny, seemingly random events cascading. Makes you think about all the little things we just brush past every day, unaware of how they might be nudging us onto one path versus another. How many near misses do we never even know about?
It's a humbling thought, absolutely. Which brings us to our last story. This one's shorter, but it pulls us right back to the workplace, the everyday. Shows how even a tiny bit of inaction can have pretty serious consequences for someone else.
Right. The ripples don't always have to be life or death to be significant.
Exactly. So the person telling this story tripped over a rug at their workplace, caught themselves, no big deal, wasn't hurt, but they didn't fix it. Just, left the rug crumpled or out of place, moved on. About an hour later, an older female coworker comes into the area, trips on that exact same rug, the one that wasn't fixed. And she falls badly, face first into a door frame apparently. Dislocated her shoulder. Badly. Needed surgery.
Ouch. That's serious.
Yeah, she was out on medical leave for like 3 months. And the last the storyteller heard, she was planning to sue the company. All from that one moment of tripping and then just not taking 30 seconds to fix the rug. A tiny lapse, a small inaction leading to pain, surgery, lost work time, potential legal action. Big impact.
It really highlights that our small actions or even our failures to act can have tangible effects on the people around us. And, while we see the direct chain reaction there, the unfixed rug, the fall, you could also zoom out a bit. Think about the workplace itself. Was this a known issue? Was there a system for reporting hazards? It complicates the idea of it just being one person's inaction when maybe the environment itself had vulnerabilities.
That's a really important point. It's not always just isolated choices. Sometimes it's the system they happen within. But taken together, these stories, the laundry, the snow day, the heels, the rug, they're stark reminders, aren't they? Reminders of these unseen connections, how tiny details can ripple out with massive, unexpected, sometimes terrifying results. Maybe we really are less in control than we think. Maybe sometimes it just comes down to, chance. A roll of the dice within a really complex system.
It certainly raises a big question, doesn't it, for you listening? If our lives are tangled up with these small events, these choices, these system flaws, what does that really mean for fate, for choice? Where does personal responsibility actually start and end in all this? It's something that might make you look at your next seemingly small decision quite differently.
Absolutely. That quick choice, that tiny detail you ignore, maybe you'll pause and wonder what chain reaction you might be kicking off. If these unsettling tales left you with a lingering chill, or maybe just thinking, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs. We share more true stories that definitely make you think twice about the everyday. Until next time, stay watchful and remember, the smallest flap can indeed change everything.